of us want beautiful skin that is free of acne, pimples, all kind of skin issues, right? A lot of teenagers go through these issues with acne and pimples. But today we want to talk about what are the natural therapies for getting rid of acne, for having a flawless skin. That is our topic, and we have our guest is a naturopathic doctor, Dr. Stacey. She focuses on having a beautiful skin and ageless beauty. So it's a completely different topic today, and I hope you enjoy that. So hang on for 1 second. Okay, Dr. Stacey will be joining me in 1 second, and you're welcome to ask questions and feedback. Most of the women I probably am guessing will be the guest here. Hi, Dr. Stacey, how are you?
Hello, I'm great. Thank you so much for having me on.
Absolutely, I love the topic. I absolutely love the topic of how natural therapies can help not only with acne but beautiful skin. Dr. Stacey is a naturopathic doctor. She has her own story of acne. Maybe you could share a teeny bit of your personal story. What led you to focus on natural therapies for skin?
Absolutely. So, I mean, I'm a former acne sufferer myself, and I didn't develop really bad acne until my late 20s when I went off the birth control pill. And then my face exploded in acne, and it was the worst type of acne you can imagine, just very inflamed, almost disfiguring for my face. And it affected me so deeply. I would say it actually changed my personality. I went from being really outgoing, having lots of friends, having a great career, to honestly wanting to curl up in the fetal position and not leave my house until my acne went away. It affected my career, my relationships, my self-confidence, and I tried everything. I saw all the doctors, all the dermatologists. I didn't want to go on any medication. Um, I tried all the diets. I tried different supplements. I tried everything. Finally, somebody suggested I go see a naturopathic
Good.
doctor. And I had never even really heard of naturopathic medicine before. But that visit really changed everything for me. The naturopathic doctor said to me, she said, acne isn't about what you're putting on your face and in your skin. It's a symptom. There's something
Oh.
else going on in your body. There's an imbalance that's happening. And if you solve that imbalance, you're going to heal your acne. So I went back to school to become a naturopathic doctor to learn how to heal my skin. And for the past 14 years, I've been healing acne for thousands of patients.
You've been healing other people's acne all throughout the world, probably, right?
I have, yeah. It's so satisfying for me. It brings me so much joy to be able to help people heal their skin because I know the trauma that's involved when your skin is inflamed. It's not only physically traumatic, it's emotionally traumatic, it's mentally traumatic. It really takes a toll.
Absolutely. So let's just, I mean, that's an incredible story. And I love the way you went back to school, to take care of your problems. And now you're helping others to get rid of, what you went through, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm super passionate about it for sure.
Absolutely. So let's talk about what exactly worked for you. That is the magic question here. It is obviously not the I mean, not that I want to name any products here, but not the products that you change the product from X to Z and then suddenly your skin became beautiful. It had to be more meaningful and more deep rooted, right? And that's what we want to understand.
Yeah, absolutely. And believe me, I tried all the topical things. I spent so much money on lotions and potions, but it wasn't until I really dug deeper and discovered the root causes of my acne that I began to see a shift happen. And, that's one thing. I want a permanent solution for my patients. I don't just want a band-aid solution. The acne goes away for a little bit of time, and then when you stop that, it comes back. So, I've really identified four main causes of acne. And that's, how I treat all my patients. I take a look at the root causes, see if it's something that pertains to them. Number one is insulin dysregulation. When your blood sugar is imbalanced, when your insulin is imbalanced, that is, what happens is you increase insulin levels. That increases a hormone called insulin-like growth hormone 1, and that leads to high androgens. And androgens are the hormone that will always lead to, if you have acne, body is creating higher levels of androgens. So you have to figure out what that is. So insulin dysregulation, that's a really, really big one. Another underlying cause is poor detoxification, not being able to detoxify your body properly. Your liver's maybe a little bit sluggish, your lymphatic system is congested. That can really lead to acne as well. And another root cause is gut imbalance. So if you experience constipation, diarrhea, bloating, these are all signs that there's an imbalance in your gut, and specifically the microbiome. And healing the gut, of course, is going to really, help the skin and everything else, of course, as you know. And the other thing that I really focus on a lot is stress management. There are 3 different biochemical pathways in the body that lead directly to acne in susceptible individuals when they're exposed to stress. So stress can be a really, really big contributor to acne as well.
Wow. So did you have all of the 4, what you talked about?
Yeah, I did. And that's the thing about, the body's holistic. Everything is connected. So for many people, they might have 1 or 2, but many of us, we have all 4 of them because our systems are so interconnected. So for me personally, my insulin was definitely very imbalanced, and that's something that's very common for women when they come off the pill. And blood sugar and insulin can also be very imbalanced when there's a lot of stress, because cortisol levels cause that imbalance very clearly. And people that are susceptible to acne tend to have certain genetic polymorphisms that prevent their liver from detoxifying optimally. So, I had that as well. In my gut, I suffered from chronic constipation. So really, I had to identify all 4 of these root causes and heal them in order to heal my acne.
So, so, so let's talk about, so what did you do in the sense, like, did you start fixing your diet? I mean, first before the diet actually, did you get yourself tested, like some kind of a functional medicine test just to make sure you talk about the gut microbiome, you're talking about the insulin levels, right? Or detoxification. So did you do some kind of a testing to understand where you are base level, and then what is it that you have to do to get to where you want to be?
Yeah, you know what? It took me a long time personally to figure
Oh
out
my
what
God.
was wrong with me. I mean, now when I work with my patients, I can do the testing and I can figure it out in a heartbeat. But when on my own clear skin journey, I really struggled. I tried different diets. I tried to be vegan for a very long time. And that wasn't working for me because I wasn't balancing my blood sugar and insulin levels properly, even though I was vegan, right? So I played around with diet a lot. I was having a really hard time finding exactly what diet would work properly for me. Um, from a gut point of view, I was always trying to work with my constipation, always trying to figure out what was the root cause. Again, playing with a lot of different things. And, it took me really a long time. And I was in naturopathic college at the time, and I was working with a lot of different naturopaths, and they would all identify different things, but it was really putting it all together that worked well. So, yeah, I learned a lot on my own journey.
So what do you do? What did you do what was the protocol that led to you having beautiful skin, clear skin? Obviously, you have a clear skin now and you're smiling, so no stress.
So, what did I do? So, let's see. So, first, it was probably, you know, it was the diet. I think that first kind of like, I was like, okay, I'm getting to understand the diet that works for me. Number one, when I went gluten free, my constipation cleared up almost immediately. For me, that was a really big part of it. And then I wanted to get pregnant really bad. And this is like a whole other part of my story, but I had chronic miscarriages as well because my body was so imbalanced. My hormones were not imbalanced. I had awful hormonal acne. And because I kept having miscarriages, I was so driven to do whatever I could. And, at one point I'm just like, I'm not eating any sugar anymore. Like nothing, not a single drop. I'm just gonna like be super strict. And within 2 weeks of doing that, my skin actually cleared up substantially. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, like, okay, I'm getting this now. Like my insulin is just really sensitive and I can't handle, barely any sugar at all. And that's my constitution. So that was kind of like a really big aha moment for me. Um, you know, and then, supporting my liver, that always made me feel better. I'm very prone to headaches, fatigue, just feeling kind of like, not great, feeling that fuzzy feeling. So I always noticed when I supported my liver, I felt a lot better. And stress that stress, wow, that's been an ongoing journey for me, and I still deal with managing stress properly, as I'm sure we all do. It's a journey, right? It's not like you reach a place where you're like, oh, I'm stress free and my life is perfect from here on in. There's always challenges that come up, and we're always
Yeah. So do you do
learning.
yoga? Do you do yoga every day, like some kind of breathing exercises, along with obviously following a regimented diet?
I do. So I have a really long yoga journey as well. I've been doing a daily yoga practice since 1995. So I am a hardcore long-term yogi. But the funny thing is that I was always very focused on my asana practice. So I would get up, I would do my asanas, I would do my breathing, and my body felt, really good physically. And then at one point, probably about 10 years ago, after a really, really stressful time, I was like, you know what? I think I have to start including meditation as part of my practice. And so before I did my asana practice, every morning I would do my meditation practice for 20 minutes. And that was a game changer for me. Followed by some very simple breathing exercises. I wasn't doing super complicated pranayama, but, doing a little bit of it. And the meditation and the pranayama just kind of took my yoga practice to the next level. And also, that is what really helped me with my stress the most. And I'm
Yeah.
incredibly dedicated to my meditation practice. That is like, that grounds me. I can't function without it, I would say. I don't know how I lived for so long without a good meditation practice.
I think that's an incredible story. I see a lot of people joining. You're welcome to ask questions. We are talking about natural therapies for clear skin, specifically acne. That's what we are talking about. If you have any questions, you're welcome to put it in the comment, any feedback. So one question I had, typically you see the teenagers, right? They're the ones who get more acne, like, than people with the later on age. So is it because their hormones are changing at that time and there's all this imbalance or is happening? Is that because of that?
Yeah, so what it is they have higher levels of growth hormone. So because they're growing so quickly, right? And when you have high levels of growth hormone, that can
Yeah.
heighten your insulin levels and your insulin growth factor 1 and your androgen levels. So that's why teenagers are so prone to acne, is because of the growth hormone. Yeah.
Okay. Someone asked that. Someone's saying that what causes the fistula acne?
The
What
pustular
causes?
acne, so when you actually have the whiteheads, you know,
Oh, the whitehead is the Oh, okay.
yeah, that's
I'm
the
sorry. I know
pustular
all the
acne.
different types of. Okay.
So that's a sign that there's an inflammation. So what acne really is it's increased oil production in the pore and increased hyperkeratinization. And that means the skin cells are shedding at an increased rate. So in the pore, you have the combination of excess oil and excess skin cells. This creates a sticky substance, and this attracts bacteria. And when this happens, it can become inflamed. And when you
I
really
see.
have the inflammation in the pore with the bacteria, that's when an infection ensues. And that's what will cause the pustular acne. So, the secret to healing pustular acne is reducing sebum production and normalizing the rate at which the skin cells shed. And that's an inside job. It really is. There are some skincare products that can help, like exfoliating your skin on a regular basis. That can be very helpful. But really, you want to solve the root issue. You want to reduce oil
Yeah.
production if it's excessive. You want to normalize hyperkeratinization, and you want to reduce inflammation in the body as well.
Inflammation.
Mhm. Yeah, inflammation is a big one, and inflammation is the root cause of everything. So, I'm
Hmm.
always, working with my patients to reduce inflammation in their bodies. Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Is there anything called back acne? Someone is asking the question, what can be
Yeah,
done about back acne? You mean, is there like in the
yeah,
back area or some?
oh no, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a term. That's a term.
Okay.
Back acne. If you have it, you know that word. So whenever there's back acne, it's usually a sign that there's an imbalance in the gut and in the microbiome. And you really have to focus on healing the gut in order to heal that. And the same if there's acne on the chest as well. It's a microbiome issue. So that's what I
I
focus on
see.
with my patients. Hmm.
Okay, okay. So the first is just to understand what type of acne your patients have, and then you try to say, okay, is it the gut biome issue? Is it the insulin, or is it the liver detoxification, or the stress, or what have you? And then you say, okay, these are the therapies. That's what I'm understanding, right?
Yeah, and I don't even, I look at their skin obviously, and seeing where their acne is can definitely give me a clue as to the root cause of their acne. But even more than that, I want to know more about their body. I want to know about their
Yeah,
digestion. I want to know about how they feel if they miss a meal. I want to know about their menstrual cycle. And if they're having hormonal acne, I want to know about their stress. I want to know about the other symptoms in their body, because once I have an understanding of their symptoms, that's when I can dig in, and that's when I can really heal their acne. And as you mentioned earlier, now because I understand acne so deeply, I'm able to run
yeah.
tests. Like I do GI mapping tests, I'll do Dutch hormone testing, whatever's required to really understand the root cause of their skin issues.
Yeah, okay. So any other questions, feedback? We took care of a couple of questions were there. I thought we took care of that. Any other questions? So basically, we are talking about natural therapies for acne, and Dr. Stacey is talking, she shared her own personal story, and she's talking about understanding the type of acne you would have, and then she'll do the testing and then put a protocol together for you, right? Do you want to add to
Yeah.
this, your kind of a framework as well?
Yeah, exactly. So that's exactly what I do. So I work one-on-one with patients, and we do a deep dive into this to
Yeah.
understand exactly what the root causes are, what their symptoms are, and then put together a protocol to balance their body from the inside out to heal their skin for good, right? Because I don't want to be
Yeah.
giving my patients band-aid solutions. I want to heal things for good. So I do that. I also do an online program, for those that
Yes. Yeah.
cannot
Yeah. Yeah.
afford to see me
Absolutely.
one-on-one. Hmm. Yeah, I have an online program, and that's really thousands of women have gone through it now, and it really helps, because the first thing that we do when they start the program is we look at the symptoms, break them down to understand the
Yeah.
root cause. Hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's what naturopathic medicine is all about. Functional medicine is all about, is understanding the root cause, not putting a band-aid, not putting an ointment on your acne and say, okay, hoping that it will disappear. It's just understanding, right? What's going on in your body.
Yeah, absolutely, because that is how you're going to heal it for good. Now, I will say that a proper skin routine is incredibly important. It's not to say that you can, just forget about skincare and focus completely on,
Yeah.
healing your body from the inside out. You don't want to over cleanse your face. You don't want to over exfoliate your face. And often patients come to me, and because they have acne, often they've been prescribed very harsh topical medications, very harsh cleansers, very harsh exfoliants, and the moisture barrier, which is the very, very top layer of your skin, which is designed to protect your skin, it's damaged. And that leaves the skin very vulnerable, more prone to infection, redness, irritation, dryness, itching, even more prone to hyperpigmentation and more prone to scarring. So you really have to treat the skin well. Treat it like a baby's skin. You want to be very gentle and very like caring with your skin because it's a really beautiful, delicate organ.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Stacey, for sharing your personal story and sharing, your all the wisdom that you have collected through your personal story. I mean, this is incredible. All the hard work that you have put together to make this a program and your consultation. I mean, it's an amazing work that you're doing for all the women out there.
Oh, thank you. I'm so excited about my work. I'm honestly so passionate about it. I talk about acne all day long and I never get tired of it. It's like that, right? When we're so passionate about our work, we could just like talk about it all day.
Yes,
So yes.
absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Well, thank you so much to all the viewers. If you have any other questions, you're welcome. I see a lot of people are joining. Now they joined. You can catch the video after our session. It's going to be live on our Insta page. So you're welcome to ask questions afterwards as well. With that, I'd like to wrap up the session. Dr. Stacey, thank you so much for being with us, and hopefully no more acne.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yes, same here. Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye.